Hello.
Welcome to
Ask a Puppy Trainer Show.
episode 234. That's Bethany and Sparky. Woo! Look at that. We were so on top of that. We were just so sick.
Do you want to do the light, or do you care? Because
Because
it definitely looks darker than I'm used to. Not this one, because we have the light, but
the corner one.
we're about to be brightened by the beauty lamp.
Ricky's like, this is my day.
We're very prepared today. It's 1:10, as you can tell. I don't even know who this is, but I love this dog. Who are you?
I know you're.
Do you have ID tags?
I think that's Rosie. I'm almost positive. No, sorry, not Rosie. Willow.
Willow.
Rosie is Willow's mom.
You're so sweet. You're the sweetest puppy ever. You guys can. Thank you. You guys can put your questions down below in the comments section. I have a bit of a sluggish start. Sorry about that. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump in. Let's see if we can get the ball rolling.
If we're answering any of your questions, you have any follow-up questions, throw them in the chat if you're live. We'll tend to prioritize you guys. We like the back and forth. It's more fun.
Beauty light. Okay. Oh, I gotta click on that. There we go. All right. So, ask. Oh man, I did it too. Please include the age and breed or breed mix or whatever of your puppy dog when you're asking stuff. Okay. Rochelle. Hello from Canada. Hello, Canada. Nice job in the whole hockey situation. I mean,
We're still upset about that, okay?
not good enough,
We
but
haven't gotten over it yet.
it was a nice try. I mean, good effort, guys. Good effort.
There were some great fights in that game.
All right. There are so many puppy training accounts. Yes, ma'am, there are.
I hope you guys heard what she said.
That would be our boss. Not sure what drew me to yours, but something did. Well, thanks.
We're glad to have you.
We're never going to get through one question.
We're having fun, though.
I think we might be the only ones. Okay, I have an 11-week-old Aussie. Yay! It's my favorite breed. Okay.
She does like her good old Aussie.
She's a doll. Well, I already don't believe you. My problem is she's nervous, afraid of my teenage son who lives with me. 11-week-old, afraid of your son? Aw. I got a dog because I fostered and he fell in love with every one of them. Okay. Oh, I see. So,
His son fell in love
with the other dogs, the dogs that liked him. This dog will not go to him. He lays on the ground, feeds her. She eventually will come up. He leaves for school. He's got 2 jobs. She even barks at him. He is sad and just wants a dog. Oh man, you're not gonna like my answer. Just wants a dog to run up to him and play. Well, first of all, son, you don't want that, because then we would be telling you all the reasons why not to encourage that, because it's very problematic. Unless you start the play and you start the excitement, you do not want an 11-week-old puppy freaking out when you come in a door. It leads to separation anxiety and all kinds of other things. Okay, anyway.
This is our trainer brain activated.
Yeah, I can't help it.
We aren't being sweet, we're being trainers.
You're sad. I would be too. This is it. It's very frustrating. Will she never be 100%? This is a tough one. She behaves like this with all males, all new people. Loves my daughter, loves me. My daughter doesn't even live with me. Can you direct me where to go for recommendations? Okay. This is not Rochelle, right? Rochelle. This is not a one and done. Here's a few tips. Go work on them. Come back next week. See how you doing. This is actually a really serious situation, and I'll tell you why. Dogs, and horses too, but dogs is what I can afford right now, so dogs is what I work with, are like my number ones. I mean, I live for these babies. I live for understanding them.
This is our like ragdoll dog.
I live for talking about them. You should see me at parties. Someone goes, oh, there's the dog trainer. I'm like, oh, don't do it. They ask me a question. 20 minutes later, I got a bunch of glazed over eyes.
I knew you were going to say it.
And I'm like, and then I've got my husband like this. And I'm like, they were just trying to make small talk. They didn't actually want to know.
No, they did actually want to know, but they wanted to be easy and short.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't really. I love dogs, but I want my children to enjoy living in my home more than I love dogs. Okay? And so I would really sit down and talk with your son. Because there's a few things. Is your son 16, 17, and he's going to go off to college when he hits 18, 19?
School with 2 jobs. He's got to be 18.
I'm just saying though, like, is he out the door next year and this really is going to be your dog? Because you've got enough issues with this dog. Like, you are going to have serious issues in the future. I'm just going to tell you from a genetic standpoint, this dog has got some serious issues that you're going to have to spend a chunk of change on if you really want to see paused due to poor connection. Sorry.
Where's this question from? Just so you know.
I don't know.
Oh, it could be either one. Okay.
I'm sorry, we're waiting on Instagram. I was like in the zone. I was finally actually answering the question, and then Instagram was like, paused due to poor connection.
You can keep going because we have the mic for
Okay, so
TikTok, so I guess we'll just...
assuming it was set up properly, Josh.
Yeah, I know.
No, just okay.
It's picking you up.
All right, so I'll try to keep going. Hopefully, it'll be fine. These are 2 separate issues in my mind. One is the amount of training that this puppy, who is genetically already insecure, Aussies already have a tendency to be passive and aloof, kind of like border collies with new people, except they tend to be more dominant than border collies. Just if I pigeonhole them, if I put them, in a general breed category. So you could have some serious issues with this puppy down the line. I would call the breeder just to have a conversation with them and just talk to them about what you're seeing. That's one side of things. The other side of things is how much does your son really want to be involved with this dog, be happy living in the home, helping you with this dog? Is he going to be out the door in a year or 2? Because if he's going to be out the door in a year or 2 and he's just like, whatever, Mom, this is your dog, I get it, I can't have a dog right now, my life is too busy, too up in the air, it's not really about him, but he can just live pleasantly and exist with the dog, not really do much with it, then I would say fine. But if he's going to be there still for a while, or if he's going to live at home, if he goes to college, like, I would really, really have a serious talk with him on how to completely pull back. If that's the case, if this kid is going to live at home still for a while and really, really wants to be part of this dog's life, and or is going to come back home a lot, if it's that scenario, I would really ask your son, like, okay, we're going to have to do like a complete switch. I'm going to just let the dog out of crate to potty, and we're going to treat this dog like it's yours. And there's no affection from you. You have got to totally pull back. It is not your dog anymore. You're just paid to take him out for potty a few times a day when your son can't. And the son now has a 3rd job. It's to get up early before school and work with the dog. To work with the dog when he comes home, play with the dog when he's half asleep before he goes to bed. And you're just doing potties and he feeds the dog. And there's a specific way to do that too. I would consider looking at our online school program or getting into an in-person program of your own. I would really suggest in-person for this situation.
We're a good resource, but for what you're already dealing with that 11-week old, that's a little bit young to be seeing what you're seeing with the fear towards males.
It's a lot too young to see what you're seeing. No.
Nice. So if you did our program, it'd be a resource, like a reference resource.
Yeah.
You see all our videos, you could have like access every Wednesday, but a private trainer who comes to your home, you probably are going to need some help. Would you recommend female or male? I feel like female to like get the ball rolling, and then maybe consider investing in a male trainer in like 6 months or so.
To change it
How
up.
do they qualify the right trainer for this?
I mean, I would get a balanced trainer that has experience in puppies. Yeah. Do not get a balanced trainer where his whole Instagram is nothing but like sport dog and bite work and
German Shepherds, Belgian Malinois.
Yeah.
Like, you need to have someone who also has experience with like younger, softer dogs.
Yeah.
Because it's a very different approach. You can't be as intense with a younger dog.
Yeah.
Their brain doesn't bounce back like an older dog does,
but
who's used to working.
Exactly, but this dog cannot be babied. I would definitely get a balanced trainer. It would just be one with a lot of experience with herding breeds that are younger,
And depending on
under
your-
6 months.
And depending on your area, if you have like a more like rural area to like your more urban area, reach out for a trainer who lives in the more rural area, because that person is going to be able to like think like your dog does better.
And you can do quite a bit with your situation, only briefly. You can do quite a bit through Zooms too. So if there's some trainers you really like and you want to see if they do 2 to 4 Zoom appointments, that's what I would suggest for you, actually. I would really consider that. And then when you get the ball rolling, then you've got to get in person, because you're going to be dealing with some serious reactivity down the line and some potential other more serious behavioral issues, because from a genetic standpoint, your puppy is already having, it already doesn't like people, and that's not normal. I'm sorry to say, I'm not trying to be mean. We deal with it all the time. It's our job.
We're professionals. That's literally why people call us.
But
again, that's why you're here.
Yes.
Right?
But that's why we also know that is not normal behavior for an 11-week-old puppy. We have got to move on. Sorry. You want to do one of yours?
I gotta do one.
Or you want on
Okay.
tickety tack?
I feel like every time. Oh shoot, no. There was the beginning.
Sit up when you do it. You're not even in frame.
Damn it. Okay. All right, it's super laggy. Let it catch up. My 7-month-old doodle hates being home alone. Won't settle in crate. What can I do? I feel like every time I leave, I'm making things worse. She's fine in her crate when we are home. That was going to be my first question. How does she do when you guys are home?
I'm so glad you're reading.
Well, I do like these questions too, though.
He does, yeah.
I want to think about what your dog has done before you leave and when they're in the crate. So I like to check 3 boxes off, and I'm preaching to the choir because I say this every single week, and I'm going to probably keep saying it every single week. You have physical, mental, and the ability to exist that you have to check off, like your boxes, before you're actually able to put your dog in the crate and then leave for a period of time. So if you're home with your dog, you put them in the crate, but you're always around that crate, that's your first adjustment. So crates need to be as far away from you guys as humanly possible. So while they're sleeping, you have distance from them. That's how you're going to get your best like separation anxiety breaks, to where you start improving and working through it. When they go in the crate, they're actually learning.
I know,
Wow.
she is just...
I was like, if Ricky looks, I know a dog is doing something cute. Your big goal is that when you put them in the crate, like if I'm in the living room, my crate's going to be in the master bedroom. If I work in the master bedroom for work, then I might have 2 crates. When I'm working in the master, she's in the crate in the living room. When I'm in the living room, she's in the crate in the master bedroom. And I also want to do training. I want to do walks. I want to do mental stimulation. I want to do some existence work. Are you poking me or scratching her?
I'm scratching her, so she's
I thought she was
pushing
telling
on
me
you.
to shut up and stop
No,
talking
no,
so much.
no. I mean,
So-
that's fine. You can do that too, but it's fine.
Once you check all 3 of those boxes, you need like a 10-15 minute walk. You need 10-15 minutes of training. You need to help your dog learn how to settle around you for whatever short period of time that is, whether it's 30 seconds for a 14-week-old puppy or it's 25 minutes for a 6 to 8-month-old puppy. You're getting used to acclimating them to being calm in your presence. When you put them
Without
in the crate,
being pet, so
without being
not
pet,
this.
yes, thank you. So
I don't
not-
mean
not
this.
And then when you put them in the crate, they've already had all those boxes checked, so they're more likely to be able to sleep, relax, and settle. Your first step is to move the crate away from you guys when you're home, if that crate's even around you, so you start moving away from the separation anxiety there. Your next step is making sure that you're doing double stack walk, play, and training before leaving, when you guys have to leave the house. You're going to do a little bit more. I know, I'm going to explain it. Don't give me that look. You want to do a little bit more for the times that you're leaving the house with the dog in the crate, but also set up too. That double stacking basically means that if I normally do a 10-minute walk, 10 minutes of training, and then like 10 minutes of play or existing, I might do a 15-minute walk. I might do a 10-minute training session, 10 minutes of play, another 10 minutes of training, and then maybe 10 minutes of existing before putting them in the crate. Now I have my dog in the crate, and they're still not going to be okay with you guys leaving. So it's the setup too. It's put your dog in the crate. Hey guys, do you have your shoes? Do you have your backpacks? Are you ready? Oh yeah. Someone put the dog in the crate. Let's go. Boom. Dog in the car. Let's go out the door. Come on, kids. I'll meet you in the car.
You're affecting Willow's state of mind.
Willow's like, I know these sounds.
But
They
that's
have a
how-
couple kids at home.
That's how it is.
That's how it usually goes. So
the door's
what-
got to be closed first. Then
Dog is it? Wait, no. You gotta let me finish. You can't take my thunder. You put the dog in the crate.
This is helping.
No, you won't. Steal my thunder. Put that dog in the crate. Slowly shut the door. Cover it with your towel. Calmly leave the room. Shut the bedroom door. Wait by that door for 30 seconds. So if they are more likely and prone to barking, because they kind of know the time frames of when you leave for work, you can just wait. My hands pressed to the door with maybe like a 4-inch gap between it. And the minute I hear that first bark, I'll just one loud tap on the door. I don't know how much you guys actually heard that.
Poor Willow.
Did you cover your ears? Thanks.
No, after the fact.
Why don't you cover your ears? You saw this
She
thing do it.
jumped. No, I didn't.
So that double tap against
the
the door
ring.
is like a shock to the system in the crate. So they're going to kind of, whoa, be surprised by that. It gives the brain a reset. You're not going to do it multiple times. It's kind of like it works or it doesn't for some dogs. If you do the tap on the door, the dog doesn't settle back down, then just ignore, kind of leave the room. And then as you're getting all your stuff ready, we don't want loud footsteps going towards the door. I'm like, all right, guys, does everyone have their stuff ready? Are we ready to leave the house? It's kind of a quiet, calm entourage out. Someone gave us a corgi butt.
Thank you.
Thanks, corgi butt.
We got a corgi butt on TikTok.
We wouldn't even noticed it. Good job, Ricky. We love that.
And honestly,
train of thought.
it's
Finish
good.
the point. I
It's
lost
good
it.
for everybody. It's good for everybody to slow down, be a bit more prepared, put their focus on something. I mean, if your kids are over 3 or 4, if they're under 4, yeah, sorry, good luck.
That's tough.
but seriously, it's like grabbing the keys and putting this on. Those all become these triggers, and so let's just make sure we don't create any of those. And the only other thing I would add is what he was giving you really is just the first step.
You have a whole lot of training after that, too.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about that, but it's like if we don't at least have our foundation in place, if the dog's not ready, oh my Lord. If the dog's
being cute.
so cute. If the dog's not mentally, and physically to a point to be able to receive any additional information after that, if they're not properly being fulfilled, that's the new buzzword on social media, so I'll just use it. If they're not properly being fulfilled as predators, then the other stuff, isn't fair. Now, it's not always going to be fair, I understand that, but let's make sure that we're also teaching your dog to wait at the crate door, wait for permission to come out.
Thresholds.
And all of your thresholds are very solid, that your dog doesn't just jump up on your lap like this. It'd be fine for Willow, like if Willow's family is doing it, which I'm sure they are, fine, because there's no anxiety issues, so it's not a big deal. This is very much a genetic predisposition,
They
I'll be
also
honest.
have a very balanced lifestyle. They're 3 months into the training program, so they've been doing it for
For
a
a
while.
while, yeah.
Like you gotta get into it. They have to earn this first.
Yeah, but even if you do everything right, your dog has a genetic predisposition towards being a certain way. You have to keep that in mind, and so you might have to be more strict for longer than your neighbor who spoils their dog rotten and their dog is just sweet and easy and amazing. There's definitely a huge genetic component. So anyway, let's make sure that the dog is not just jumping on the kids' laps, everybody's laps without permission. They have to wait and be able to be, blocking, calm, chill out. If you haven't taught place command with body blocking, if you haven't taught thresholds with body blocking, go down a YouTube deep dive or join our online school. I don't know how old your dog is, but join our online school.
You're kind of either in. You would use our online school more as like a reference point.
Yeah, you're kind of at the tail
But I can tell
end.
you the cost for our online school is about the price of a single private training session with a private trainer, and you have it for a year. So
Yeah.
even if you were to get a private trainer, it's a good resource for you.
I like-
So it's okay to let her cry. Yeah, it's okay to let her cry.
I just
You're not
wouldn't-
there, so you wouldn't even know.
I just wouldn't, I wouldn't leave it alone if I can hear physically touching the crate.
Oh, like biting the crate.
Or
scratching
tapping
at
it.
hitting it
That
with her
is when
body.
I would do what he said earlier. But yeah, when it comes to just making noise, as long as it's not this major escalation that's getting out of control where you think it's like major stress happening, it's just boo-hoo-hoo, anybody there? Let it go. It's honestly like with babies, some babies, you can just let them cry like a little, not like a ton, but they'll just kind of hem and haw just to see like what's going on, and they go back to sleep. Other babies, that does not work at all. That was my baby, it does not work. And I had to do a lot of other things. And so every dog is very different. So you just play around, see what you get. Get a camera on your dog. You can get them pretty cheap these days. I would do that.
I want to do one more because I missed her. I skipped her on. No, I
But
skipped
this is so
her.
quick.
Okay, go.
Okay, haha. I win.
Sorry, it was quick.
I win. Okay, Jersey
30 minutes later.
Jersey J and I don't know, somebody, Debbie, says back tying. What is the difference between back tying and tethering? And then someone goes, yeah, what's back tying? Tether. If I say tether, I kind of mean it's like tethered to you, like you're tethered to like your waist belt or something like that. Back tie is where the dog is back tied to something else that they can't physically move, preferably. Like you just take the end of a leash and the clip and you go around the edge of a chair leg, and then you back tie on a flat collar or harness, depending on the breed and type of dog and age of dog. And they're back tied somewhere, you know, unable to get anywhere. Yes, thank you for all the fun stuff on Tickety Talk. We're getting all kinds of cute stuff. I don't even know how you do all that. It's so fun. But anyway, that's the difference. All right, go ahead. But I mean, another trainer might say, oh, just tether the dog to something. And they don't necessarily mean you. That's just probably what we meant when we said it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would even reference that too on accident. All right, Kristen, I have a 7-month-old Maltipoo.
Remember, he reclips the things.
Oh yeah, he likes me to look at the camera. Kristen, I have a 7-month-old Maltipoo. She was crate trained and did great up until recent spay. Now she is terrified to nap in crate. She still sleeps well overnight in crate. I'm willing to bet you that's more separation anxiety because she maybe spent the day away from you. She may have stayed at the vet overnight for hospitalization. A lot of times that's just a separation anxiety spike, in my opinion. Maybe you have a different one. I would go back to your basics. I would make sure that my dog's waiting at threshold when coming out of the crate. I'm not just putting them in the crate for an hour and a half or 2 hours. I'm doing crate patterning. So I'm making crate a training routine. Reward is coming out of the crate with your release. Going in the crate is also reward. So you're basically putting them in front of crate, you put them in house, you might have to assist them to go inside of it. They try to turn and rush out of it really quick. I'll shut the door, pause. I see that moment of settle. I open the crate, they try to dart. I close, say no. I wait the settle. I wait out the settle. Then I open, I know I'm tongue-tied today. Then I open the door, break, easy invitation. You could even do come to a sit, but I feel like their brain is gonna be overstimulated so they won't follow food. Once they come out, it's just literally right back inside. Close, pause, open, pause, calmly invite them out. And I'll do this 5 or 10 times. I tend to do that when I'm finishing up my crate window, and I know they're not desperate to potty, so not my morning potty right when I wake up, but my 11 a.m. crate routine. I open crate, I do this 5-10 times, then we have our hour and a half of free time, however long you guys are doing. I'm gonna put my dog back in the crate. I'll do it another 5 to 10 times with food. I make it kind of like part of training.
It's meditation.
That calm. Yeah,
meditation.
You're calming your dog down.
Yeah.
And by the time they go back in, I realize I'm looking at the wrong screen. And by the time they go back in, you're just basically getting a slightly calmer dog. It's not going to work miracles. You're not going to have a dog who screams for 2 hours right now, just stop barking out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's going to happen for a few weeks. If it's really, really bad separation anxiety, which I don't think it is because your dog wouldn't sleep overnight in the crate as easily as they are. So I think it's almost like a window of frustration, like a stage of adolescence you're getting, testing boundaries, seeing what the bark does, and if she's been let out from barking in the past, add another couple weeks to how long this will take because she's been rewarded for it. So we got to backtrack a little bit, build up the confidence inside crate, and then work her through it. Another one is check all 3 of your boxes. Physical, mental, existence.
Don't go through them all again.
Basically, you're just working the dog down so they're more tired in the crate. That lowers the anxiety too.
So if you, well, I'm gonna start yelling. If you go back, or you look at the repeat. If you haven't been on here for a while, these get reposted. The first 15 minutes are on here, and then the full 30 is on YouTube within 2 days. If you look at a previous question that we had about crate, he really goes in detail what to do. That would be your next step. I just want to say that this is really common for your breed. Your breed is not exactly built for resiliency. Just be honest, that breed mix, I had one myself. And you have to be like a Labrador. If that happened to a Lab, I'd be very surprised. They're usually bred to be more resilient. But I'm not surprised by the breed that you have. Going to the vet, having a surgical procedure is traumatic. It's traumatic for me as a human. It's traumatic for the dog. And then, to be honest, we don't know what happened at the vet. Something could have happened at the vet that had nothing to do with her. It could have been the neighboring dog went through something really, really tough where everybody had to rush around and it was just a lot of energy, a lot of fear, pheromones. It could be a number of different experiences.
It could be a dog getting a shot and the dog screams a little loud, like not your dog, but the dog
a
next
different
to her.
dog, yeah.
My dogs
cat.
would get very nervous, express their anal glands. Like it could be nerve-wracking for dogs.
It could be, or it could be none of those things. It could simply be the genetic component, the breed component that I mentioned. It could be, I'm not saying saying you did this. This is just out to the general public, but we do get this a lot. Dogs get babied when they come back from being neutered or spayed.
They get babied at the vet too.
Yeah.
And that's the worst.
And they really get babied, and we see issues like this pop up. And so anyway, just take all of those things into consideration when you're wondering why in the world, did this happen? So.
We have an anxious dog. My dog, 13 years old, she's been anxious her whole life, especially when we go to the vet. For many, many years, until my wife actually worked with Bethany before I even came to meet her, it was all about just getting affection, making sure she was always happy everywhere she went. And then after she worked with Bethany, it was about managing the environment, making sure the energy was calm. And now when we go to the vet, I can't take credit for it. I wish I could, but it was her and my wife. Now when we go to the vet, the vets, there's an expectation more from you guys, not from your dog, just so you know, to be sweet and kind and loving and like overabundantly sweet to your dog. It doesn't actually build a lot of confidence. If it's a really friendly dog who's already super confident, it won't matter.
Fine, yeah.
If it's a nervous dog, like our ladybug,
it
doesn't make her feel better.
Yeah. Any lightness comes across as permissiveness, weakness, which puts your dog who's nervous more on alert.
She will growl and be nervous with any vet that is overly sweet to her. If the vet comes in, they're like, hey, how's she doing? Doing good? Oh, hey, baby. Oh, no, please don't talk to her that way. You can just be stern and serious. She actually does much better with that. And the vets are like, oh, it's like they release a breath, like, thank God. And then they get down, they're like, all right, more clinical, and the dog will just sit there neutral.
And this is a sweet dog.
Yeah, she's incredibly sweet, but she's nervous in a new environment. She's nervous when meeting new people. When we meet new people, I say, ignore the dog. She'll come up to you when she's ready, and that will be in the form, 13-year-old dog, not 4-month-old dog. 4 months shouldn't be doing that, but it's a gradual process. Sorry, I'm getting in the weeds now. I got to move back.
Okay, we're gonna do, since we were so late, we'll do one more quickie.
10 minutes late. We got to do another 5 minutes.
I know. She was like, but look at this thing. Look at this thing. She's just like,
She's asleep.
Okay.
She's actually asleep.
I like this. How to get my 5-month-old Mini Bernedoodle to listen without always having a treat in hand. Girl,
How much?
You got to join our online school. If you want like a complete program of how to build and I'm purposely doing this.
I know you are. I can tell.
Okay, so the first thing I would say is you can't. It's a 5-month-old puppy who's just getting into adolescence. You should be weaning off in the house though. And so what you should be doing is creating space between your, I probably should look over here, between your marker word and your delivery. So good, do not have your hand in the cookie jar, just good, pause, get it, pause. Maybe another good, pause, food. This is for stationary stuff. And then you do 5 things for 1 piece of food. Then you do 2 pieces of food in a row. And then you don't have any food in your hands. And you do 8 things for a couple of pieces in a row. So you're mixing it up and you're creating space between your marker word and your delivery. Come is a little bit different, but if I'm doing come in the house where it's super easy, there's no kids around or anything like that, it's the same thing. But as soon as I go into the yard, as soon as I go into the outdoor world, I might not even use food in the house anymore with a 6-month-old. I wouldn't be personally unless I was having issues with the dogs. But as soon as I go outside, I might have a food lure like it was 12 weeks old.
Back to basics.
And the dog goes by across the street and I'm like, come, sit, break, the easiest sequence there is over and over again to get my dog's attention. And so that's how you do it. And then to be honest, if you are doing a purely positive reinforcement program, totally fine, but you're going to be using food like that forever. Now there is a way to wean off of it the way that I just said, but you should always have food on you. Expect to always have food on you when you go outside. If you do different types of programs, some that are a little bit more rooted in maybe dog psychology, some that's more like body work driven, some that's more balanced, tools, no tools, there's just so many factors that will kind of give you a bit of an equalizer where you might wean off of food more, or if you have fear issues with your dogs, you might never wean off of food. It really just depends on the dog, your relationship with the dog, and the route that you're going. But at 5 months old, totally normal. Totally normal. We did get a quick question in here. Let's see. My boy. Someone says, oh my gosh, I have that problem with my boy. He growls in the night so much and wakes up barking. I wonder if this was in response to you with the new people thing, like they're starting to starting to get guarded. I wonder. I'm afraid.
Maybe it's a follow-up to another person who posted.
I don't know. I don't
Maybe a little
have.
bit more
That's the only one I have. Keeney, we've got to go. But if you join us next week, we start at 1 p.m. on Pacific Standard
When
Time.
we're on time.
When we're on time, 1 p.m. 1:08 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Wednesdays. If you'll join us, we can start with you and prioritize you and have a conversation, a text conversation back and forth. That way we can get more context. I need age, I need breed, I need what's going on, and just specifics for what you're talking about. And what are you pointing to that for? I don't know what you're doing.
Oh, she's getting ready to turn it off.
I thought she was like...
You called out the
There's-
background person.
I thought she was like, there's someone here.
Right, because I'm usually silent.
All right, guys, we got to run, and thank you so much, and we'll talk to you later. Talk to you next week. Bye.
You gotta do the awkward wave.